Hello and welcome. My name's Stephen Clayden. I'm the pastor at Bread of Life Community Church in Clacton-on-Sea in Essex. So this week we've had another major announcement from the Labour government. This week they've announced that digital IDs are now going to be mandatory and compulsory for you and I. Let us review exactly what was announced by Keir Starmer this week.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
So that means if you and I refuse to comply with this mandate, it means you won't be able to work, you won't be able to provide for your family, you won't be able to put basic groceries on the table, things like this. We've been here before, haven't we? We've seen this in recent years. Only in the last 4 or 5 years we was in this position, and we find ourselves in this position once again. People being forced to comply with government mandates, and if you don't, then you won't be able to work and you won't be able to provide for your family. It was only 4 years ago that NHS workers were facing this choice, complying with what the government wants or not being able to provide for your family. Well, let's read what it says in Revelation chapter 13 in verse 16. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except the one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. So what we see now with these mandates and things like this is all precursors and foreshadowings of what's to come right here in Revelation 13. All these things are designed to condition people and to get them ready for what's coming in the last days. We know that these mandates and these digital IDs, it's not exactly what is described here in Revelation 13, but it's all very similar, and it's all where it's leading to, isn't it? It's all designed to condition people, soften people up, ready for when the real thing comes. And as I said, we've been here before. It was only 4 years ago we were seeing this kind of thing on the stage, and now we're seeing it again. I said many times, Labour pains come back. Labour pains go away for a while, but then they come back again, and they usually come back stronger. So we've been here before. All these things are here to condition people and to soften people up, ready for the real thing. And we know where these digital IDs are heading. This is why these digital IDs are evil. It's all from the spirit of Antichrist. And the spirit of Antichrist is something dealt with in 1 John chapter 4 in verse 3. The spirit of Antichrist already at work in the world, preparing the world for the coming of Antichrist. So these digital IDs are evil. They're not a good idea. And I'll tell you why. It all sounds nice. It all sounds very cushy, doesn't it? You know, having your ID on a phone or on a chip, you never have to worry about this or that again. But here's why it's a bad idea. It's not going to end there. One day they're going to turn this into something which will control your entire life. They will say to you, no, you've bought too much beef this week. You've bought too much meat this week. You've had too much fuel this week. You've been on holiday this year already. You can't go on holiday again for another 2 years. They're going to start controlling your life. And that is what all of this stuff is for. It is not for our benefit. It's not because they want to control immigration. Labour have never wanted to control immigration. It is not in their DNA to want to control immigration. What is in their DNA is to want to control people, you and I. That is what these things are for. These digital IDs are not to control immigration. They are not to benefit anybody. They are there to control you and I. That is where it's all heading. Well, the thing is, the last time this happened, the last time they tried to enforce these mandates, making NHS workers choose between their job or complying with something they don't want to comply with, the last time we saw this, they had to repeal it. They had to reverse on it. Why? Because too many people refused. Too many people did not comply with these mandates. The government had no choice but to reverse it. It has to be the same this time again. If we comply with this nonsense, it's not going to end there, believe me. They're going to start controlling your life more and more, your family, your job. They want to control everything. And that's why they are putting these things in place. So we have to refuse. We have to resist. The more people that resist, the more people that refuse to comply with these mandates, the more the government will be forced to withdraw these compulsory mandates. If you end up taking these digital IDs, it means you are part of the problem. It means you are part of the problem if you end up taking these mandates. We have to refuse, we have to resist. Once again, the people have always had the power. If we refuse, if we resist this, then it will get repealed. But we have to actually refuse this because it is not good for us. It is a spirit of Antichrist. It is to foreshadow what is to come in Revelation 13. Let us pray that God removes this Antichrist government and that another government is put into its place which will reverse these horrible mandates. Like I said, they are here to control you and I. They are here to make our lives not better, but worse. They do it under the guise of making it better. They're going to try and sell it. They're going to try and, dress it up and make it nice and good. But it's not. It's of the enemy. It's of the spirit of Antichrist. Once again, we must refuse these mandates. It's not going to be for a few years yet. But like I say, when it comes, we need to be ready to stand firm and to refuse to comply with these mandates. And as I said, if you take these digital IDs, if you comply with what the government wants, it means you are part of the problem. Do not comply. Do not take these mandates. Do not take these digital IDs. They are here to control your life.